successful anti-satellite missile. Successful anti-satellite missile. Now India had that. Now India is in the elite club. USA, Russia, China got this anti-satellite missile technology. In India, we have various advancements in space technology, but this particular anti-satellite missile makes India ready for space wars. China issued a statement saying that, Chinese military issued a statement that we need to promote peace and stability in the world in view of India's anti-satellite missile. You all know this anti-satellite missile can actually attack low Earth orbit satellites, LEO, low Earth orbit satellites. The missile hit a live satellite, so it means that in future India can hold any big satellite and space issues. It's a very good achievement. Coming to other thing, in the first page, Supreme Court supporting few tribunals as possible. Supreme Court is supporting few tribunals as possible. See, very important question in polity. Tribunalization of courts. Tribunalization of courts. What do you mean by tribunalization of courts? We have more and more tribunals coming up. We have in the Indian Constitution Article 323A and Article 323B. Article 323A and Article 323B. These two articles were added by 42nd Amendment 1976. They were added by 42nd Amendment 1976. Article 323A deals with CAT and SAT. CAT means Central Administrative Tribunal, SAT means State Administrative Tribunal, CAT, SAT. With respect to government job related issues, if government officer staff, if they have some problem, if it is central government they can go to CAT, if it is state government they can go to SAT. They are state administrative tribunals. According to Article 323B, Parliament may by law can create new tribunals. Parliament may by law can create new tribunals. Tribunals have quasi-judicial powers. Quasi-judicial means they act like judiciary, but they are not truly judicial bodies. Examples of tribunals: National Green Tribunal, Motor Vehicle Accident Tribunal, Income Tax Appellate Tribunal, Debts Recovery Tribunal. Likewise, there are many tribunals that were constituted. The very purpose of creating a tribunal is for a court, in a court. For example, if it is a civil court, it will take up many cases, civil cases. Criminal court will hear criminal cases. But tribunals are specialized bodies dealing with only particular issue. For example, if there is a tribunal for intellectual property rights, it deals with only with intellectual property rights. If there is a tribunal for national protect environment, National Green Tribunal, only environmental related issues. So tribunals are meant only for a particular purpose, and they are meant for expeditious adjudication. Expeditious adjudication means speedy justice, fast and quick justice. Expeditious means speedy justice, fast and quick justice. In the same way, tribunals are also very important because no strict legal procedures will be followed. In courts, there is lot of delay, but tribunals, summary trials, fast trials, sometimes principles of natural justice. sometimes principles of natural justice. So more and more tribunals are created, but unfortunately tribunals are taking the same time as the courts are taking. Tribunals are following almost the same procedures like courts, and there is unnecessary expenditure for creation of a new tribunal. Not only that, the people who are not that experts, they are also entering into tribunals. For all these reasons, Supreme Court told that there should be few tribunals, not more and more tribunals. This is the question and answer. This topic is very important for mains. What all the points I have told, you should write the answer in the same way. You have to start with 323A, 323B, added by 42nd Amendment 1976. So 323B, we can create a tribunal. Who can create a tribunal? Parliament. And creating a tribunal in the sense, you can have, tribunal is a quasi-judicial body. And what for? Expeditious adjudication. They are specialized bodies. They need not follow strict legal procedures. They can follow principles of natural justice also. Coming to next topic, very interesting topic today. Section 28A of RP Act, Representation of People's Act. Section 28A of Representation of People's Act. This section is in news because during elections, before elections and during elections, the staff of the state government or the staff of the central government, for conducting of elections and some other purposes, will be considered as a staff under deputation of Election Commission under section 28A of Representation of People's Act 1951. This section was invoked from last 2 days in Andhra Pradesh. The reason is the Election Commission have transferred 3 police officers in Andhra Pradesh, have asked the government to transfer and government issued orders. Later on, government revoked order on 1 police officer, DG Intelligence, Director General Intelligence. Okay, so for civil services purposes, you should know what is section 28A. Section 28A is returning officer, presiding officer and police officers who are in the poll duties. They will be considered as they are working under the deputation of on election duties, Election Commission. They are working under, for the time being, they are working under Election Commission. Just remember this. And next important thing, electoral bonds will affect transparency. Election Commission tells Supreme Court. Electoral bonds will affect transparency. Election Commission tells Supreme Court. This is the most important article for today, even for mains. Not only for the prelims and interview, but also I think this question is more important for mains. So what is this electoral bonds? What is the entire story of that? Electoral bonds were introduced in 2017 budget pronouncement by Arun Jaitley, and they have come into force from 2018. You all know political funding is always controversial issue. Money in politics, who will fund in politicians, who will fund for politics, is seriously a controversial issue. The thing is, government decided to reduce black money in politics. So, any cash transaction, if you want to donate for a party in cash, it should not be more than 2000. That means anonymity will be can be maintained up to 2000. More than 2000, everything account should be maintained. And here comes a point. Government introduced electoral bonds. If you are a citizen of India or body incorporated in India, you can purchase electoral bonds under the denominations of 1000, 10,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakh, 1 crore in SBI or its designated branches and that electoral bond is like a promissory note, and you can donate to the party can encash it through a verified account. The party can encash it through a verified account. Electoral bonds accounts can be maintained by a party which got 1% of votes in state assembly elections or Lok Sabha elections, and which got registered according to section 29A of RP Act. Any registered party which have vote base of 1% in the last elections is entitled to get electoral bonds. And the controversy here is Association for Democratic Reforms filed a petition in the Supreme Court saying that electoral bonds, instead of encouraging transparency, encourages opaqueness. Electoral bonds, instead of encouraging transparency, encourages opaqueness. Or it gave an example. 95% of electoral bonds last year went for BJP. One more example. The example is almost all the electoral bonds are between 10 lakhs to 1 crore. That means it is not purchased by the common man, by big companies. So, last year there is an amendment to Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. Now, foreign companies can also fund the political parties in India. Binami companies can come, binami companies, shell companies, the companies will be established only to fund the politics. Under some binami transactions, it will be funding politics. Till recently, till last year, a company can donate to the political party only 7.5% of last 3 years net profits. Only 7.5. But now the cap was removed. Even 100% the company can donate. So in a way, there can be money laundering. Black money can be transformed into like a business through a shell company and can be funded to a political party. So there are many issues in the electoral bonds. So Election Commission have filed an affidavit in the Supreme Court stating that this electoral bond scheme, instead of promoting transparency, might promote opaqueness. Even black money and other transactions might creep up. This was a story. Coming back, page number 7, open page number 7 of Hindu. In page number 7, if you see, anti-satellite weapons date back to Cold War. In page number 7 of Hindu today, anti-satellite weapons date back to Cold War. The entire article already we have discussed yesterday. You have to cut and paste your notes. This article, they have given question and answer model, explainer. It's an explainer. Kindly remember this. Coming to editorial page, slow on sanitation. Slow on sanitation. Slow on sanitation. 6 people died in Sri Perambudur inside septic tank for asphyxiation. They did not get breathe, they did not get enough oxygen. Inside septic tank, 6 people died. Though they are not workers, they are the owners and people who supported them, but one should think of India's septic tank system and sewage sludge waste management system. In the era of robotics and advanced science and technology, what you are supporting, what you are doing is Still the old fashioned septic tanks. Here in the editorial it was mentioned about Safai Karmachari Andolan. Safai Karmachari Andolan. This Safai Karmachari Andolan is an NGO, non-governmental organization, which was led by Bejawada Wilson, a Raman Magsaysay awardee. Bejawada Wilson was a Raman Magsaysay awardee. Very nice man. Very nice man. And Bejawada Wilson led a movement for ending of manual scavenging. Manual scavenging. Manual scavenging means manually cleaning the human excreta. Manual scavenging means manually cleaning the human excreta. Because of his efforts and also the government's commitment, Manual Scavenging Prohibition Act 2013 was passed in India. Manual Scavenging Prohibition Act was passed in India. Those who are employing manual scavengers are liable to get the imprisonment of 2 years or 2 lakh rupees fine. Both 2 years or 2 lakh rupees fine or both. Such was the gravity of punishment. In spite of that, manual scavenging is going on in the society uninterruptedly. So, here this first point, many governments including Andhra Pradesh, they wanted to adopt a new technology for sewage management, fecal sludge treatment plants, and also using robotics for sludge treatment. There are many methods. The only thing which we need is commitment. Why do people continue in manual scavenging? Nobody will force them. Particularly, some caste, their occupation of the caste is manual scavenging. One caste, their occupation is manual scavenging. They will not do any other work. So, creating an alternative means of livelihood, creating an alternative employment for them is very, very important to end the menace of manual scavenging rather than passing an act and punishments. What they need is employment. Why do people clean others' excreta? Just tell me. Why do we do that? And one more question. Will anybody do it as a passion? Is it not a human rights violation? Even in the 21st century, in 2019, we have this menace. So, what we need is create alternative employment and alternative technology for cleaning the septic tanks and other issues. So, this is seriously important. Next article. The tragic heroes of the anti-IS war. The tragic heroes of the anti-IS war. See, I will tell the core of this article. This is about Kurds. This is about Kurd, K-U-R-D, Kurd. There will be around 2.5 million Kurds in the world, in the Middle East. 2.5 million, means around 25 lakh Kurds. Kurds are the fourth largest ethnic group in the Middle East. Kurds are the fourth largest ethnic group in the Middle East. But unfortunately, they were deprived of many rights. They were spread in Turkey, Iran, Iraq, Syria, Armenia majorly. Turkey, Iran, Iraq, Syria, Armenia. And they always ask for Kurdistan. They ask for Kurdistan, but unfortunately it is not a reality. In Turkey they were deprived. Till 1991, speaking Kurdish language is banned. Speaking Kurdish language is banned. There is a very famous party in Turkey, Kurdish party, PKK. But unfortunately, Quds do not get proper support. You may get a doubt by this time, why Quds are involved in fighting against IS? Why Quds are involved in fighting against IS? Okay, because see, you all know Syrian Democratic Forces, SDR, are the forces which fighted against IS. SDR, SDF, Syrian Democratic Forces are supported. Syrian Democratic Force, SDF, is supported by America and some allied forces. Why did Quds are in SDF? Why did Kurdish people are in SDF? The reason is the IS attacked their cities and places in Iraq and Syria and other places. Initially, IS have troubled Quds, so Quds retaliated. Now they are successful, but to what extent? What is the end of their struggle? Okay, this is a story. Next article, saving jet. Saving jet. Jet is led to, you all know Jet Airways. Their chairman resigned. The banks are trying to help again recapitalize Jet Airways and make the jet to fly again properly. Let's hope that everything goes right. Next article, a blow against Article 370. Special status to Jammu Kashmir, Article 370. A blow against Article 370. Article 370 is special status. And the article is written by lawyer from Kashmir. Definitely he wants Article 370 to fare very well. He supports Article 370, right? He is a lawyer from Kashmir. He will support Article 370. Simple logic. Now the content of the article is the recently passed 103rd Constitutional Amendment Act giving 10% reservation to economically backward people. The 103rd Constitutional Amendment Act giving 10% reservation to economically backward people and 77th Constitutional Amendment Act reservations in promotions. Now the government made it applicable to Kashmir also. The other is saying this gesture, this move affects Article 370 because according to Article 370, Jammu Kashmir have its own constitution. Any features of Indian constitution if Jammu Kashmir has to accept, it should be passed by the state, permission of the state legislative assembly. But without that, how can you do that? And the article discussed what all we have discussed yesterday: Presidential Order 1952, Presidential Order 1954, and how many things were introduced in the Presidential Order, all those things. So he is saying that affecting the Article 1, Amendment 103 and Amendment 77 affects Article 370. Making these amendments to be entitled in Jammu Kashmir, to be implemented in Jammu Kashmir is not good according to the other. Okay, and we will discuss this now.